everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a day to night look. So I'm going to do a day look which is very appropriate for work, school or university, and it's super easy to do. It takes you 5 minutes in the morning, but then I'm going to show you how you can transition it into an evening look, which is what I'm wearing right now. So I really hope you like this video. Let me know what you think and let's get on with the tutorial. So for this look, I've already done my foundation, my concealer, a little bit of contouring and some bronzer. So we're just going to focus on the eyes for this day to night look. Because I want this look to last all day, I'm going to use a cream shadow on my base. Now the reason for this is because cream shadows tend to last a bit longer. So if you're putting powder shadows on later, like I will be doing, they act kind of like a primer and make the powders stay on for a little bit longer too. So you win on both departments really. And I'm going to start off with this Kiko Long Lasting Stick eyeshadow. This is in the colour 05. These Kiko stick eyeshadows are fantastic actually. They're a really good dupe for the By Terry Ombre Black Stars. So if you're looking for a sort of drugstore version of those, check these out because they're amazing. They're super creamy, so they're really, really easy to blend. They go onto the skin really, really well, and the colour payoff's really nice as well. I'm going to take this. This colour's kind of, it's interesting actually because you think it's going to be more brown, but it's this beautiful sort of almost grey metallic brown, if that makes sense, because it's got brown undertones, but it's also grey metallic sort of glitter to it as well. So it's a really lovely cream stick. It goes really well with blue eyes. So I'm going to take the cream stick shadow all over my mobile lid, focusing most of the colour closest to the lash line. You don't have to worry like you do with some stick shadows about blending it super fast because it's not going to set that quickly. I'm taking quite a good concentration of that colour, and then I'm going to take a MAC 217 and blend out the edges. So like I said, these are so easy to work with. It's like my go-to I'm in a hurry makeup look, these, because you can literally do one colour like I'm going to do, it lasts all day and it looks really lovely. Just going to take some of the colour that's got on the brush off on the back of my hand so I can blend it a little bit more. So it's almost like a kind of grey metallic undertone to it. It's a really lovely colour. Focusing my blending on the outer corner, but making sure I get rid of any harsh lines. And you can also use your fingers as well to blend. I find them really, really good just to go over any edges of the eyeshadow. If you find blending quite difficult, just take a finger and go over any edges. Do the same on the other eye. MAC 217 is an amazing blending brush. In fact, it's my #1 makeup brush recommendation. If someone comes to me and they say, what makeup brush should I get? It's always normally MAC 217s on the top of my list. And you can build these Kiko shadow sticks up really, really well. So you can add to this and make it look even more defined, or you can put a little bit less on the lid and build from there. So they're really lovely to work with. I mean, I love the By Terry Ombre Black Stars, but if you just want a more budget version, they're brilliant. A little blending trick, just to make sure it's a little bit easier, is take a big fluffy brush and then take any sort of yellow toned, sort of almost skin tone shade. So I'm going to take PreGame from the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette. Big fluffy brush, tap off the excess and just go over the edges. Just really helps to blend out any harsh lines. It's not super important in this look because we're not doing a massive sort of eyeshadow look, but it's just a little blending trick. I'm also going to take a little bit of the Kiko shadow stick under my eye. So you can do this because it's quite a fine nib, or a small brush just to apply. Then just to blend that out, I'm going to go in with a small brush just to blend it out. And I'm just kind of taking it up towards my brow bone, just connecting it up with the upper lid shadow, if that makes sense. So that's the eyeshadow done. It's super, super easy, literally 2-minute makeup. I'm just going to take my Shimmer eyelash curlers and curl my lashes. And then I'm going to take my favourite mascara at the moment, which is the Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara. And I always like to shake the mascara before you use it, just sort of distributes the product a little bit better on the brush. This mascara is truly amazing. It's just one coat, and it's suddenly, don't you find that mascara, when you do a smoky eye, mascara just pulls the whole thing together? Because before you put mascara on, you look a little bit like a raccoon, and then mascara just pulls it all together and makes it look okay. So that's top lash mascara done. I always use a waterproof mascara on my bottom lashes. I just think it's a little bit safer if you're wearing your mascara all day. If anything happens, then if it's waterproof on your bottom lashes, at least you know it's not going anywhere. At the moment, my favourite waterproof mascara is this Maybelline the Falsies Push Up Drama. This has been in quite a few of my favourites videos. I've actually been using it for yonks and I love it. Trying to avoid the mascara face, which I think it's physically impossible to avoid doing that. But I do like to make sure I really separate my lashes, so I do spend a little bit longer doing my mascara than might be necessary, but I just really like the separated lash look, so I never really like it to look super clumpy. Next thing I've got to do is my brows. I'm literally just going to brush them up and through. So I'm using a new brow product. I only used it a couple of times. It's the Soap and Glory Archery 2-in-1 brow. One end has got this sort of angled pencil. The other end unscrews and it's got this cool setting gel, so you don't have to take two products if you're traveling. It's really, really neat. I'm using the colour Love is Blonde, so I'm just going to use it to define my brows. I always like to kind of fill in my brows and then brush them through, just to kind of make sure the product's dispersed a little bit through the brows. Blend it kind of through the brow, make sure I'm happy with the shape, and then go on. And I always start on the underside, because that's normally where it's thicker and darker anyway. And then I flick up, mimic the hairs, because the hairs go upwards at the front of your brow, and then create the shape. And bear with me, because this whole kind of doing makeup sitting on my bed with a tiny mirror is kind of new and it's a little bit difficult. So the great thing about this product, I'm going to flip over the end and I am going to use this gel. So I always flick up so you look a bit like a crazy person, and then just run really gently over the top just to kind of smooth it down. Because I find if you flick up, it creates a lot of volume in the brow, and then smooth over the edges, so you kind of get that volume. And also it just kind of makes sure the hairs look a little bit more natural when they're set. Otherwise sometimes they can look a little bit gelled. I've been loving this Rimmel palette recently, so I'm already wearing the bronzer and I'm just going to take the blush on my cheeks. And I've got a small flat top brush to do this with. I'm just taking a tiny bit of the product, always tap it off. That really awkward blush face. So it's really just a touch of blush. It might not be for everyone, but I do like wearing a little tiny bit of highlight during the day. So I'm just going to take same palette, I'm going to take the top highlighter, and it's on sort of a fan brush. Tiny bit of it, tap off the excess. I'm just going to pop it on the high points of my cheekbones. Just a touch. Now where highlight's concerned, everybody's face shapes are different, so just because you see me doing my highlight in a certain place doesn't mean it should be the same for you. So if your high points of your cheekbones are a little bit further back, or if they're a little bit further forward than mine, then pop it on the high points of there. It really does depend on your face shape. So I'm just catching the light a little bit. And I always like doing it on my Cupid's bow as well. These fan brushes make it super, super easy to apply highlight. So that is the base makeup done. I'm just going to set it in place with one of my favourite setting sprays, and this is the Maybelline Super Stay 24 Hours Makeup Locking Setting Spray. That is a long name, but I'm going to set it in place with this. This is so, so good. And for a tiny bit more staying power, I'm just going to pop a little bit of powder over the top. So I'm taking my Bourjois Healthy Balance. This is the Matte Finish Healthy Glow, and I just use the colour 53 Light Beige. Just taking it on a big fluffy brush. Just going to sweep it under my eyes, across my nose, chin, forehead, just kind of where I find my makeup tends to move a little bit throughout the day. I'm using this MAC lip gloss, and this is in the colour Pretty Quick, which is very appropriate for this look. I'm just going to take a little bit of this all over. So this is the finished day look. Moving on to the night look. So for the evening, I quite like to make my eyes a little bit smokier, a little bit darker. In order to make the eyes look a little bit darker, I'm going to go in again with the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette. And I'm going to first go in with Faith. And I'm going to take this on a Real Techniques brush. So just going to take it in the corner just to make this look a little bit smoky, and I'm also bringing it in to create kind of V in the outer corner. I love this Real Techniques brush because it's a little bit more precise, allows you, it's a really good crease brush because it allows you that kind of precision application, and then you can just go and blend with a fluffy brush over the top. So I'm just really smoking that out. Big fluffy brush. This makes this makeup look so easy because you've got your base down and then you can just kind of make it as smoky as you like. You could even just add the liner and leave out the eyeshadow. And then I'm going to take a tiny bit of Lockout, which is even darker, and go in right to the outer corner. Same brush, just staying on the outer corner and kind of tapping it in almost. And then going in with little circular motion, big fluffy brush. So literally just sticking to that V, then blending. Then into PreGame, which is that yellow tone, just to sort of diffuse any of the edges. I'm going to add some liner. I am using the Rimmel Scandaleyes Precision Micro Eyeliner. So I'm just going to line along my lash line and then just thickening it up at the outer corner. And I am going to draw a tiny little cat flick. It's not very easy to do one-handed. Done quite a thick line over the top of my lid and then just winged it out a tiny bit at the corners just to give my eye a little bit of a lift and just to add a little bit more drama to the lash line. Also, if you're looking for a new really good liner, this is really good. Really precise because it's got such a tiny precise nib. To finish off the eyes, I'm going to take this La Palette Nude from L'Oreal, and just with the brush that it comes with, I'm just going in with the lightest colour just as an inner corner highlight. Just to open the eye up a little bit. It's quite a smoky look. This has been my favourite inner corner highlight for quite a while now. I'm actually going to take Faith under the eyes. Small brush, I'm going to take a little bit of Faith and just go over the cream shadow that we put on earlier. Then to tightline my upper lash line, I'm just taking this Makeup Forever Aqua Eyes, and this is just a black Kohl pencil. I'm going to add a little bit more highlight, same highlight, because it is an evening look. Going to add a touch more mascara, same mascara, Maybelline Lash Sensational. Focusing on the outer corner and really winging out the eye. The final two things I want to do, I'm just taking a makeup wipe and taking off my lip gloss. So I'm ready to put my lips on. And then obviously if it's the end of the day you'll want a little bit more coverage, so I'm going to take my Makeup Lasting Perfection concealer. I'm just going to go over any of the areas that I know sort of wear throughout the day. So that will kind of be under my eyes, a little bit around my nose, a little bit on my chin. Taking my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, just going to kind of tap that in. Final thing is lips, so I'm changing up from a lip gloss and I'm going to line my lips and do, actually it's kind of my usual thing, I love this combination of colours. I've been using this colour to death, so it has featured on my channel before, but this is the Rimmel pencil in Tiramisu. And then go all over the lips. Just going to soften the edges with my finger. Go on top of that, I'm using a Rimmel Kate Moss lipstick and this is in 56 Boho Nude. Just going to take it on the centre. Just to lighten up the centre, but you've still got that kind of darker effect from Tiramisu. Finishing off with some powder, same powder, the Bourjois Healthy Balance. Big fluffy brush, just on the areas that I need it. And you are done, that is your finished night look. I really hope you liked this video. Let me know which is your favourite look in the comments down below, I'd love to know, and I will see you again in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, bye guys.